I didn't think it was emotional, but let me just like take a look.
It's always your body trying to tell you something.
They think that their body has failed them.
That's when the intense fever, bone aching, and rash developed.
It's empowering information. And so you guys have developed an app.
It just felt like fireworks were going off.
I don't say this often that I'm really excited about an episode.
So the app is called...
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Katie Deming, and this is the Born to Heal podcast, where we discuss holistic healing through lifestyle, nutrition, emotional balance, and spiritual alignment. And before we jump into today's guest, I want to ask you a favor. If you've received value from this podcast, please leave a review so others can see why they would want to tune in. My goal is to reach as many people as possible to help those who are seeking health and healing in the modern world. Thank you in advance for your help. I am beyond grateful to my listeners, but I need your help in getting the word out. So thank you so much. And I don't say this often that I'm really excited about an episode because I feel like everyone says that. They're always, oh, I'm so excited to talk to this guest. So I typically don't say that, but I actually was really excited to meet with Amy and Andrey today because they have an app that they've developed that fits right square in the world of where you guys know I live, which is emotional healing related to illness. And I've been using their app for, I don't know, I guess like a month I've had it that I've been playing around with it. And I love it. And I want you guys to know all about it. And I also want you guys to know about them because I think that they have a pretty powerful story as to why they're bringing this into the world. So with that, I would love to welcome Amy and Andrey to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
You're welcome.
Very excited to be here.
And you guys are tuning in from Bali, is that right?
Yeah, we're in Bali. We're in Ubud. And yeah, there's a lot of people and places here that are also very, very resonant with what I think you and your listeners talk about.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I love it. I'm excited for that. So let's just dive in. What is this app? What app have you guys developed and what does it do?
So the app is called Root Cause. And it is, I believe it's the first app of its kind because it's actually very difficult to publish anything like this on the conventional app stores. And the app uses German new medicine, which we'll talk about, German new medicine principles to essentially find connections between whatever physical symptoms are manifesting from common cold to cancer, anything. And using this data of knowledge that it's out there on German new medicine and asking you personal questions, it finds the causes of what is at the bottom of this symptom, because it's never just the symptom, is it? It's always your body trying to tell you something. So we're helping people uncover that. And we say it's grounded in German new medicine. It's not uniquely just German new medicine. There's other things going on there as well. A common person can use it without you don't need to know, what German new medicine is or anything like that. We just help you connect. A lot of people go, wow, I had no idea that somehow what I'm going through, with my husband or with my job or this, or maybe it's death in the family, is actually affecting me in that way. And so what this serves as sometimes is like a paradigm shift in terms of how people see their health, the world, ourselves, who they are, this mind-body connection. People realize they're not just this physical body. And so there's a lot there. And one thing that we're really trying to unroll a whole bunch of features before this podcast so we can talk about it and you can play around with it. But unfortunately, we were not able to. But it's about to get a whole lot cooler, where we're integrating a journal feature in there as well, where you can just talk about your health and you can talk about kind of like a health journal, health diary. And the app will actually look at your entries and see patterns in them. So that's going to be really, really cool also. And
I love it. So
like good use of AI.
yeah, this AI is involved.
No, absolutely. AI is only as good as the consciousness of the humans who are programming it, right? And what the intention is behind it. But, I think for my listeners who don't know what German New Medicine, it'll be helpful to explain that. So this app, and just I'm going to give my, understanding, and I'm not a German New Medicine practitioner. And sometimes actually I get kind of roasted out there because I'm even mentioning German New Medicine, but then I don't practice it thoroughly. But the truth is, I think they should be happy that a medical doctor is even saying German New Medicine, right? So it's like, I mean, people, like, why are you getting mad at me? Because I'm not like totally down the rabbit hole of German New Medicine, but I digress. German New Medicine is one model for explaining the relationship between physical illness, like cancer in my audience's case, and an emotional trauma or shocking emotional event that happens in their lives. And for me, German New Medicine has been not like the end all be all where you're like, okay, that's it. And that's the only thing we're going to do. It's like, no, if we're looking holistically at what's making us sick or what's, keeping us from being well, we want to look at the emotional aspect of it. And also people are going to do a whole bunch of physical things too. And so in my practice, it is really holistic. So I'm doing all the things, but the emotional work is part of it. And I love the German New Medicine framework because many of my patients over the years, I've seen thousands of patients, they think that their body has failed them.
Right.
And that they feel forsaken by their body and they've lost trust. And for me as a physician, like, you just have to study the eye for like a day to just realize the miracle of this human body. And so I've always had that like sadness when people don't trust their bodies. And what I love about German New Medicine is when I am with a client and we go through, okay, what could this be related to emotionally? They become like so grateful to their body. Like, oh, my body was just trying to protect me. And of course, physical illness is a manifestation of me not seeing, like me not healing fully, that illness can be an example of that, or the different parts of the process of the healing. And I think that so anyway, I want to say that as a plug is that I use German New Medicine in my practice because I feel like it is empowering. It's empowering information. And so you guys have developed an app that takes German New Medicine and puts it in the phone. So like today when I was like, okay, I've got this left knee pain. And I'm like, you guys can stop me, but I figure I'm like a fan. So I just wanted people to know how important I think this information is and how important this app is. But so I have left knee pain and I've had that for, I don't know, as long as I can, like at least 3 years. And I go to the chiropractor. I was just figuring it's related to like one of my muscles is tight and I do work out a lot. And so like I know I'm not balanced, very well in my body from my prior athletics. And so I would work with chiropractor and he helps me. But I was like, with your app, normally I would pick up for a patient, but I didn't have a patient today that I was, seeing. I was getting ready for this interview. So I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I do have knee pain. I'm like, I didn't think it was emotional, but let me just like take a look. And as I was going through it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I see what the knee pain is related to and I didn't even see it. And this is what I do. So your app just helped me realize that an emotional trauma that I haven't talked about on this podcast, but when my mom died, it was very traumatic. Some of the events that happened. And so anyway, I realized that the left knee pain was related to that event, the shock of it, and the unresolved feeling supported. So thank you. Thank you. And this is the thing, you don't need to know anything about German New Medicine. You just need to know what's going on in your life and what are your physical symptoms. If you know those two things, you put them into this app, and then I feel like I'm a commercial for you guys. It's so funny, but I'm like,
Thank you.
But you're like, don't stop. But so all you need to know is about your life, like what's happening in your life, what emotional trauma have you experienced, and then what your physical pain is, and you put it in. You guys ask the questions, like you walk someone through exactly the questions to get the information that you need. So there's no efforting on the part of the person who would use it. That's what I love about it, is that I could say to any of my clients, pick up this app, and see, just put your stuff in and see, what it brings up. Because, a lot of my clients, they're doing this on the internet already. They're searching like, what's the spiritual meaning of this? What's German New Medicine say about that?
Yeah.
And you have organized it. And I really think you've done a good job.
She was doing a lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of looking.
And I solved my wife's problem.
Well, it wasn't a problem.
Well, not a
per se,
problem.
but-
Made it easier.
And one thing, sometimes, so I just wanted to speak to the whole of what you were saying about German New Medicine, but then in the context of like larger holistic practices. So even people who are like, there aren't so many like legitimate German New Medicine practitioners right now, but those who are doing it, like, wow, amazing. It takes a lot of time and research and dedication in order to really be like 100% grounded in that practice. But even when you identify what it is, it doesn't necessarily resolve it. Sometimes it can. Sometimes just seeing it can be the aha moment that like clicks in your brain and resolves the conflict and sends you into healing or fully resolves it. But sometimes it requires other, it's like you might identify what the issue is, but that doesn't necessarily put your subconscious to rest. So that's when you bring in all these other practices that can be, helpful. And so something like when people go on diets, whether it's like veganism or carnivore or whatever, sometimes it's just like eliminating some of the tracks. So it's like the action itself can create the healing. It doesn't necessarily have to be like whatever it is that's being done. It's like bypassing. So I think it's really a creative art, like the art of healing, because each person is unique with unique understandings and circumstances, and then how we approach that. So, I mean, I am fully in agreement with you that like we need to approach it holistically. Even if we have the framework of German New Medicine, it's like, then how do we, that's usually the question that comes up like in my Facebook groups and whatnot. It's like, okay, well, I figured this out, but how do I support the healing of it? And
knowing is the first step.
Exactly. Aware. And that's what I always say too. So, and when this comes up, then a lot of my clients will look to see, if there is a reputable German New Medicine practitioner. And you're right, there's a shortage. There's not a lot of them that are spot on. I've seen, it's just like any other practice, right? You've got people, but it is, if you're intrigued by it, you can always see a German New Medicine practitioner and go through the whole process.
100%.
And the reason, go ahead.
Yeah, we just want to point out, we are not trying to be a dedicated, German New Medicine practitioner. So,
No, but so I think
it's more of like a bridge to help people understand that what you were saying, that actually our bodies are in service and are healing themselves, and that nothing failed.
Yeah. But so this is the thing. I just want to say this to you guys. How old is this app?
It's a few months.
Few months.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to say something to you guys, because I know, there's going to be the people who are going to say, oh, they're trying to take away, people who are, really seeking true German New Medicine. Just like I get the hate, I get hate on my videos about, I'm like, I think German New Medicine has validity. And then it's like, I get crucified because I'm not like a certified practitioner or something. For you guys, you're going to get that pushback from people whenever you put something into the world that there's value and it gets attention. There's going to be people who say that. And so you're, obviously developing this app, this comes from a good place of wanting to help more people and make this information accessible so that they don't have to do like Amy was having to do and search in all these different places, which is the standard right now. So you're condensing and putting together legitimate German New Medicine information so then people can learn. And if they want to know more, frankly, you're helping German New Medicine. So I think just understanding that you're going to get that pushback from people, but those aren't the people you're trying to reach, right? The people who are doing really good work are actually excited about people like you bringing this into kind of a more mainstream. So I just want to say that because I got the haters too. And I'm like, it's okay. You can hate, I'm like, I know where I'm coming from and what I'm doing in the world. So it's fine. So anyway, I just want to say that like, you're doing something that is making a difference. But tell me, what is your story? Like, how did you come up with this idea? It must have been born out of, you were saying that you had been searching and looking. Tell us the story that led to you, being called to make this app for other people.
Well, the app came to be because of my dear wife, who was using GNM for a few years now. And then maybe you want to talk a little bit about the story.
Yeah. So I've been really interested in alternative health for many years, since probably about 2015. But it wasn't until 2022 I'd actually gotten very deep into all of the pandemic, and I had a Instagram page where I was sharing people's stories about vaccine injury. And because I had 20,000 followers, I'd actually gotten what I thought was dengue fever. We were living in Mexico at the time. And so I just posted on there, I have dengue fever. Anybody have any suggestions? And my 20,000 followers are very open-minded. They were on the other side of sort of the pandemic. And one of my followers responded, "You don't have dengue, check out German New Medicine." And I was very intrigued by that. So I was open to it. And when I looked into it, I saw that dengue was related to, the symptoms that are presenting is what we call dengue, like the fever and the body rash. It can be an extreme separation conflict. And I had just lost my cat for 4 days. I was in a absolute state, like running around all of the beach trying to find her every morning, 4 a.m. out there. And when she returned on the 4th day, shortly after that, that's when the intense fever, bone aching, and rash developed. And I was like, wow, there's something here. And that was the moment. And I was like, I am going to try and learn everything that I can about this. And I just started to see it everywhere. It was like I was looking at all my own past history, my mom's history, Andrey's history. Just felt like fireworks were going off. And I was like, we need to share this. But of course, as you know, it's quite a big paradigm shift from allopathic medicine. And so I often get really excited about things and I just start telling people and they're like, what is this woman going on about? Is she crazy? So I very quickly realized I had to be very conscious of the way that I talked about it. But I still, if there was a smallest opening, Andrey knows, if somebody is interested in hearing, I will just...
And my friends know as well.
Yeah. So I think this was part of the reason why Andrey was like, well, my wife is so passionate about this. And then I think also over the years, you saw how important it can be.
I really saw how it affected Amy for the better. I'm on a spiritual path as well. And for me, the big thing always comes down to beliefs. Mm-hmm. We all have a whole bunch of beliefs about ourselves, the world, our health, everything in between. And we're all unique. So the profile of these beliefs is always unique. So the things that hurt us are also unique. What's a non-thing for me, I don't want to get why something is uncomfortable for another person could be the worst suffering imaginable. So for Amy, I always knew that health is one of those things where she can get completely spun out over a mosquito bite. She can get completely calm in other situations where, I'll be stressed. But when it's health related, there is almost, I always saw it as just kind of an irrational thing, something that I just do not understand. And I saw the tremendous effect this new framework is having on Amy's thinking and her relationship with these things, where she gets bitten by something. We spent last 5 years in tropical climate, so that happens a lot. She no longer goes into a tailspin. She's just like, okay, well, this is great, and I'm the day is saved by German New Medicine over and over and over again. So I saw that really this is something truly amazing because it's able to unwind a whole bunch of these stored blockages, these stored beliefs about what the body should be doing. And it was having just such a profound effect on, one, Amy's health, 100%, but also just on her psyche and her mental well-being. And ultimately, as a tool, German medicine is a tool, just like AI is a tool, right? It's nothing more than that. And it's how we use these tools that makes a difference. And I think the highest application of any tool is is the ultimate, right? It's, enlightenment, or whatever you want to call it. That's kind of how I see it. And this is a tool to really help people overcome a lot of beliefs around health and beliefs around emotions and body being separate. And so there's a lot of things there with separation that I believe this app and this approach can really be a paradigm shift into seeing how things are actually connected, which will then later on can result in so many other shifts, so that could be just only the first one. So I see it as something much larger than just being about health, because I think it's a very holistic way of seeing the world. First you start seeing health, then maybe next thing you start seeing something else. You start seeing, like, you start having a better relationship with emotions, and then your energies subsequently, right? You start seeing that as well. But in Amy's case, she was spending so much time looking things up. She had this pile of books and PDF documents and all those things. And so I thought, well, okay, there's these new technologies out there that can really, really make it better. And she's really good at researching stuff, but some other people aren't, and they don't like it. So for them, like, very few people can research stuff as much as she can, or be able to afford somebody who's super specialized, or even be able to find them.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that need to happen before somebody actually emerges, zeroes in on German new medicine for this tool to actually be used effectively. Whereas I thought, okay, maybe we can make something that will help a large amount of people without having to do all those things.
Yeah, making it accessible.
Yeah, kind of how you saw it with your, with your knee. It's very, very easy. You don't need to understand. You don't need to understand how electricity works to turn on the light bulb, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. And I love how you said, that you see this as something bigger and bringing wholeness back. And, you didn't say it, you said enlightenment, but basically German new medicine or true healing to the root cause is a path to awakening.
Right.
100%. 100%.
So that's the work that I do too. Like, cancer is an opening, a crack for an awakening. And that's why I do water fasting, is because the real healing is on a soul level. It's not physical. And when you heal on a soul level, the physical stuff follows. And German new medicine is like a way to go back to see, okay, inside what's actually happening, to know yourself. And as you get to know yourself better, this is the path to awakening. So I love that. We are definitely on the same team, wanting the same things in the world, because when people awaken to themselves, they take their power back. And this is how you create truly free and sovereign human beings. So,
and to be truly free, we have to really understand and let go of any aversions to our emotions. And as a society, we're always programmed to not have emotions. This is a bad emotion. This is a good emotion. You shouldn't be sad. You shouldn't be angry. But you are angry. So what to do, right? Create more anger because you are angry? Well, then if that energy cannot be expressed, it has to go somewhere. And it just goes in the body.
Yeah.
And different people, it's expressed in different ways. Amy is so sensitive, for example, her body is so sensitive. So it's just like the slightest thing can just immediately have an effect in the body. Whereas my body is a bit more, it's less sensitive. So I have to find traces of these sort of repressed patterns, sometimes in other ways, right? Which are not always health related. So it is a tool in a tool set. And I think combined with a good, somatic practice, or, like meditation, good therapy, all those things, it could just work wonders. But this is just really nice because our body this is something we know the most, out of all these other things in this world, right? We have this body.
Yeah.
And we can learn from it so much more than we are currently. We just notice how it feels, and this can be a door opening into all these other deeper dimensions.
Yeah. And so many people are sick. I mean, in the US, it's like 1 in 2 people get cancer in their lifetime now. Like, people are sick. So, if you're dealing with illness, why would you not? Like, of course, do whatever. Like, if you want to do standard of care, do all the things. But why would you also not be interested in seeing how emotions and, trauma in your life may be related? Because if you miss that and you do all these other treatments, you may miss the reason why you're sick, and also that reason for getting to know yourself better. Like, I really believe that illness, any challenge that shows up in our life, and I think illness falls into that category. But like you explained, Andrey, your body is less sensitive. So for you, your lessons may come in and other, you have different kind of crises in your life than someone like Amy. But those of my listeners, you guys are here, most of you, because either you want to stay healthy or you want to get well. And this is one tool that you guys have in your toolbox, along with everything else. Why not use it as a way to see what the connection might be?
100%. 100%. Yeah.
And one other thing I just wanted to throw in there about my experience with German new medicine was it really took away the fear component. And fear is the mind killer. Fear is the thing that creates. So it's so much resistance. So like the body cannot relax to go into the like healing space. So I think especially for cancer patients, like recognizing that it's not like this death sentence is so huge. And yeah, I mean, I definitely think like the biggest application is for like the reframing of cancer. And also to that, like you were saying, how your patients really need to rest. And that was something that I realized too. It's like I had never given my body the actual rest that it needed in order to fully complete its healing. And so now that I know this, it's like if something comes up, I will just rest. I'm not going to power through it. I'm going to take the time and really nourish myself.
Your description of the fear and this alleviating fear, that's 100% what I see. So people see how their body is trying to protect them. They trust their body. And so then the fear goes away, because the fear was created by thinking you can't trust your body, which is the story of Western medicine. Yeah. And I say that with all due respect. I practiced that way for 20 years. So I'm not like, I believed in that system too when I was working in it. But I think that doctors and nurses and people in healthcare also are ready to like see what else that we can bring in. It's not like we're saying you could still do chemo, you can still do all those other things, but why wouldn't we bring other understandings into the picture to help people trust their bodies and feel like there's nothing to be afraid of? But I know why. I don't think the doctors know why. I know why. It's because Big Pharma doesn't want people actually to recognize that they have the power and that they shouldn't be afraid. They want people to be afraid. But I know that the doctors and nurses and the most people who are in medicine go in because they want to help people and they want to heal, that they're trapped in this system that doesn't allow people to see where the fear is really coming from.
Yeah, ultimately, another way to look at what we're doing is just, it's about empowerment.
Yeah.
Right. It's about personal empowerment. Is that you no longer have to give your power away to this authority, which is, the medical system. You can actually like understand what's happening on a much deeper level. And that is so empowering. And this is what I noticed, that what happened with Amy. She was really able to step into her power, and it manifests in so many other ways. It's not just the physical body, right? It makes you a better person, right? It makes you more creative. It makes you can take risks more as this relationship with your body changes, as this relationship with your fear changes. And it's as simple as simply understanding how the body functions, how emotions function. It can be a tremendous thing because it's at a foundation of our life, our bodies and our emotions. Everything is stems from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I am very grateful to both of you for developing the app and then finding your way to me so that I could try it. And I'm excited for people to find it. So tell people where they can find it. Well, we will drop a link in the show notes, but yeah, where can they find you?
Yeah, well, ultimately we're on the major app stores, the Android and the iOS store. So you can search for, it's kind of hard to find this at the moment, but if you search for something like root cause, one word, emotion, body, something, you could just type in the search terms, you'll find it. There's also a website, rootcause.mi or my, I'm sorry, rootcause.my, where both links are there. And yeah, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to roll out some amazing new features that we unfortunately couldn't roll out here. We didn't have time, but the app is going to be easily 2-3 times better. It's going to be really, really cool. And yeah, the hardest part about this app is actually getting into the app stores. That was actually probably half the work to get it there, because they also don't want to have it on there. Apple especially. So yeah, by supporting us, I think you guys would be supporting this whole paradigm shift for the whole system, essentially.
I love it. And the subscription it's like $99 for a year. Is that right?
It's $99 for a year. There's a bunch of free lookups.
Okay.
And
Yeah, you get like 5 lookups
you can
or
try
so free.
how you like it. And then the next version also, there'll be a journal feature that comes included as well, that will automatically every weekly it will look at any sort of patterns emerging or anything that you might have missed and that sort of thing. And yeah, if you have any comments, we're also just really, really interested to hear from you how we can make this better and hear your stories.
Okay, I love it. Well, I'm sure my audience is your people. So you guys try out this app and then you can send us, if you have feedback for Andrey and Amy, we'll pass it on. So thank you so much for coming on the show. It was a pleasure to talk to both of you.
Thank you so much, Katie. It was so nice.
Katie.
Thank you for being here today. Please enjoy a previous episode of Born to Heal. And if you found value in our conversation, please subscribe and share with someone who might benefit. Have questions? Drop them in the YouTube comments or message me on Instagram. Links are in the episode description. Remember, just like me, you were born to heal.